Thursday morning, everyone. It is great to virtually see you. I can virtually see you. Go with it. Today was just going to be a normal day, and then wonderful things happened. First and foremost, the stickers for the Playmobil Enterprise that I got for Christmas have finally arrived from Playmobil or Playmobil. For those of you who are doing that thing right now, going into the comments like that one asshole did, on their 1-800 number, the introductory lady says Playmobil, but then I press 3 and go to the parts department, and while I'm on hold, that lady, who is a different lady, says Playmobil. So it's either one. So just backspace all of the words that you have just said and kind of get over everything. But they arrived. They arrived today. Look at all of these stickers, and they're beautiful and they're vibrant, and I can't wait to put them on. So look for that video coming up. Maybe not tomorrow, depends on how long this takes and how long it'll take to edit the video. But, and then here are all the, in my mind, I pictured them in being in boxes individually, but then again, I kind of thought to myself, it's just something they grabbed from a parts bin. They counted out 16 each and threw them in here. So it's great. Look at all these pieces. And then the cool part was, and I discovered this just now, I didn't realize, this is the engineering section, and there are 2 little dots for the buttons that we were going to push to make things happen. But look at that. It's 3D. I did not realize that. That is so cool. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for that. And lots of other little things and pieces and woo. And I'm going to put this over here so that there's no coffee on it. Next, I ordered this about a week and a half ago. James Hoffman, whom I've talked about a couple of times, and I'm sure if you know coffee, you know James Hoffman, finally mentioned in a video that I watched a type of coffee that he enjoys. I think he tried to steer away from talking about coffees because he doesn't want to give a particular grower, because he's got his own coffee business. He sells roasts and distributes coffee, so I don't blame him for not wanting to muddy his waters or anything like that, or give favoritism, because he doesn't talk about his own coffee that much either. He mentioned he liked Costa Rican red honey. And I looked this up, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder what the red honey, I wonder what the honey stands for. And it's a Costa Rican honey process coffee. And I went to the website where they're selling this, and they actually had a video, and I'm going to find the video on YouTube, and I'm going to link it because it's absolutely fascinating to watch. It's a honey processed coffee from Costa Rica. It's got notes of strawberry, orange, peach, and green apple. Francesca and Oscar, here's the variety that I can't pronounce. So this is a farm in Costa Rica. It is a honey process. And we've talked about that before. That's where they take the skin off of the bean, but they leave the mucilage, the sticky part, that's the membrane that's around the bean on, and then they let that dry and ferment in the sun. And what's nice is that the video kind of shows them raking the piles, turning them like once a day or something like that, and then giant piles of coffee beans that are just, in different areas, and then raking them out. And then, it kind of shows them putting the coffee into piles to go to distributors. So, and it's from Costa Rica. It's just so fun. And it actually shows the people that own this particular bean, the producer. So Bean, we support the sloths through our support of the Sloth Institute. And it came with this fun little informative cartoon about sloths are at a risk of deforestation from agriculture and urbanization, making them vulnerable to predators. And sloths are one of those things that are really fun to see in video and on YouTube. We watch them all the time. They pop up every once in a while on Instagram. They're real things. They exist. And I do not doubt for 2 seconds that there's a lot of agriculture and urbanization that is putting these animals in danger, because quite frankly, that's what we like to do. We symbolically adopt sloths, helping them rehabilitate and return to wildlife. Buying our coffee helps us give back to the environment where your coffee comes from. So, hooray! You know, cool. That's amazing. I love it. This is great. Mother and daughter coffee duo. So this is from the distributor, which is Bean and Bean, right? At Bean and Bean, we source and roast coffee with intent and care. Okay, so that's them. And then if you go on the website that I'm going to link below, it's a YouTube video, you'll see Francesca and Oscar, who are the producers, and some of the process that they go through. So there's like a couple of different, there's like a golden honey. Is it a golden honey? I'd have to look it up again. But the red honey really, and then there's a different, but that they don't do. They only do 2 types of the honey. And then there's a third type. So there's a golden honey process, and then there's a red honey, and then I think there's a dark honey, and it's all, I think they addressed that in the video too. But, so January 22nd, oh, it is so fresh, and it's been long enough sitting in the bag to where it can degas a little bit and become peak yumminess. I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited since I found the Puerto Rican coffee. So, Costa Rica. Ooh. I smell jam. Oh my God. I smell the strawberry. I smell a jammy. Oh, that's fantastic. What a wonderful smell. I mean, you still smell coffee, but I'm just smelling the coffee like I'm a madman. That smells amazing. So we're gonna do it in the clever. So right off the bat, I'm more stoked than normal. So I'm gonna try to make this as to the letter as I possibly can. I'm gonna do 32 grams of coffee. I'm gonna do 400 grams of water, and just even in the other one, I sniffed it and I'm like, there's coffee. Oh, and there's a little bit of something. This. It smells like strawberry jam, almost. It's wild, absolutely wild. So let's get up to 32 grams here. One more bean. One bean, please. Boop. It does nothing. Oh well. 14. Oh look, it's pi grams. 31.4. 31.4. This is great. This just smells so amazing. So we're going to grind this. I'm going to do a closer to middle of the road medium coarse here. Water's not quite there yet. So I'm going to do this at about a 22 right here. And let's go. All right, not a lot of, oh, wow, concentrated. Okay, I could hear you were done. Oh, so jammy, so kind of sweet smelling. And I lost the I lost a couple point grams, but that's okay. All right, so let's get our filter paper out. A filter paper that shares the Chemex box with the other Chemex box. I'll give it a little fold here. I'll give it a little fold here to give it some rigidity and stability. Whether it does or not, I don't know, but it makes me feel better. There we go. God, I can't stop smelling it. It's a fantastically fun smell. Wow. And yes, before we started, I thoroughly cleaned that thing out because I wanted to make sure, I got every fun little bit of this coffee. I am so excited. The smell just took me away. I couldn't believe it. All right, hot water. Like I said, we're gonna do about 400 grams of water, and this is a steeper. So we will be steeping it, and I'm going to allow it to steep. We're going to give it its time. I'm going to probably let it steep for about 4 minutes, and then I'm going to give it a stir at the top, and then I'm going to Let it go for another 2 or 3. Just so you can smell. I can smell strawberries. I have never experienced, too far, but it's okay. It's all right. I have never experienced that beautiful smell before. The coffee's there, very coffee, but my gosh, there's an underlying wonderful smell of fruit. Even the Puerto Rican coffee didn't give that kind of a smell. That's fascinating. So we're gonna let that go. Yeah, I was watching a James Hoffmann video, and generally he doesn't name the kind of coffees that he's really into, because he brings out his espresso. You know, he roasts his own coffee most of the time, it seems like. But then, you know, I think he's a distributor of coffee. So, you know, he's gonna err on the side of caution when it comes to a lot of stuff. And, you know, you don't wanna, I mean, I'm willy-nilly about it because I personally, I don't have a stake in any of it, and, you know, I'm not getting paid. So, I mean, this was $24 for the pound bag. So far, the smell has just been absolutely worth it. But yeah, so, and I'll link where I got it from, and I'll link to that video again down there in the description. So you guys can go and take a look at that video, because it's just fascinating. You know, you hear about the process, you read about the process, but when you see them out there raking that stuff, it's just great. But but back to James, I don't blame him for not naming the kind of coffee that he drinks outside of his own, because people want to find ways to complain and to be terrible, and we're just in that era of the internet, you know, where it doesn't matter how good you do or how much other people enjoy. There's always going to be 1, 2, or 3 people that find something in your video that's not exactly the way it should be, and they'll type out the comments in the comment section, and then you just go and you briefly say, hey, thanks for the 1+ to my viewership, and then you remove their post. When it comes to the very insignificant folks that are more than willing to threaten you with no, I'm telling my friends not to come back here. Peace be with you, and don't darken my doorstep ever again. Okay, enough of that rant. Thank you very much. I'm sure I'll cut that down. Oh, the strawberry is just, it's really nice. And it's, what is this, a medium? Is this a medium roast? Does it say on here? It doesn't really say. I don't know if there's a standard where they have to tell you how it was. The longer this sits in here, the better it's going to be. just saying it out loud. So let's take a look at some beans here. So that looks like a medium roast. These beans clack really nice. I like how they clack. Nice. All right, so we're gonna do the thing here. I'm gonna put it in the glass. It's a good bed. The pieces are really funny too. Look at the, that's very interesting. It smells so nice. I'm so excited. This is great. Look at that. What a nice, not too dark cup of coffee we've got here. Nice bag shot, just to remind you here, I guess. But cool sloth. Taking care of the animals. Always a big thing for me. I like that very much. Yes, it's just strawberry. I mean, that's the overwhelming smell. Okay. All right. Let's see here. What can I taste? I mean, other than the deliciousness. Strawberries. Ooh, a lot of strawberry. It says there's orange, peach, and green apple. A lot of strawberry. I get strawberry, definitely. It's amazing how the setting it out in the drying process changes the flavor profile. You know, I mean, you would assume that anyway, but it's not just something. It's just not something you would think about. You know, you drying it, roasting it, and sending it. You know, that's kind of it. You know, and then it's Sanka basically. But taking the care to figure out, you know what, if I leave the pulp around the bean and let it dry that way, completely changes the flavor profile. Still tastes like wonderful coffee, but you now you get these notes, and peach is such a subtle flavor. I don't really get any of that, but that's, you know, I'm not a palate, I'm not a sommelier of coffee, whatever they would call that. I'm sure it's a funky word. Green apple's kind of a tart kind of thing, and I kind of get that a little bit. And strawberry, whew, what a wonderful strawberry fruity flavor. Oh, what a great way to end the week. So good. I'll link this and the video I was talking about down below. It's absolutely fascinating. This is delicious. This is another unique kind of coffee. And, you know, back on to James, and, you know, I'm sorry I'm harping on him, or harping about, or whatever harp, you know, string. He says that he does these specialty coffees. I love specialty coffee. And I'm like, well, what's a specialty coffee? And I could go down a rabbit hole of watching other people talk about specialty coffees, but it's like, I'm used to this guy's voice. I'm used to this guy's humor. I'm used to this guy's, you know, this, that, and the other. I'd rather watch him explain it because he has my undivided attention when he talks. So when he mentioned the specialty coffee, and he's like, I like the red honey specialty coffee, the Costa Rica, I went immediately looked for it, and I found this. And this is absolutely fantastic. It grinds incredibly easy. There was very little to no chaff, which means there was maybe just a little bit of static coming through the pipe here, but you know, very minimal static. The smell was fantastic from bag to grind to cup. I'm just absolutely enamored. And I'll have to try that, the second variety that they have when I get through this, because I've already got a lot of coffee I need to get through. What a wonderful Thursday. It was been a good week, but this is definitely the cap, the scoop of whipped cream and cherry and sprinkles on top of a very good week. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope that you have a great Friday and a great weekend, and we will talk to you later. Bye.